Hi everyone, my name's Charlie and I'm extremely good at PIP. I'm also chronically ill myself. I'm 17 years into chronic illness, so I get what it feels like when you're dealing with it. When you're dealing with varying levels of pain all the time, fatigue, it's pretty crap. When it comes to PIP, I've helped well over 100 people win, whether that's claims, mandatory reconsiderations, changed circumstances, reviews or tribunals. I've only lost one claim in 7 years now. You know why you're here, right? This video is for parents with children, parents that are chronically ill with children, and you're worried about applying for PIP because what if social services take your child or children away? I have a number of clients that are in this position. I've got some good news. One of my clients, codename Stubbornly Red, is a child protection services social worker. So I've got a lot to get out. I'm excited for you because you're going to get the facts. Okay. And it obviously links to PIP, so this is going to be really helpful. So it's always been mums that have come to me. So far, I haven't had another type of parent come to me. It's always been mums. So I'm talking to the mums. Obviously, if you are a parent and you're chronically ill, this is for you as well. So the mums that I have that are clients that are chronically ill are terrified that if they're really honest in their claim, they'll report them to social services. Now, I do find that the mums with chronic illness absolutely put the child before their own well-being. They would lay down their lives to protect their children. But the fear is there. You know, the mum guilt that you deal with. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to have children myself because I got sick when I was 29. I'm now 47. I was too sick to be able to have a family. So I don't understand how it feels to be a mum, but I can imagine I would have laid down my life for my children. And I see that in the mums I work with. When I help those mums with PIP, I am careful. I am strategic. And I will put in information about the child. So, for example, if the mum needs prompting to eat, I will make sure in preparing food, we explain, if this is the situation, obviously, I'm able to prepare meals for my child. Or how that child gets food. I do layer it in. Right? When I spoke to codename Stubbornly Red, she was really, really clear. If your child or children's basic needs are being met, social services will not get involved. By the way, she also clarified, it doesn't matter if you, the parent, if you're not able to prepare meals for your child and someone else is, it's fine. That's absolutely fine. It doesn't have to be you that carries out all the tasks for the child. So a few clients, it's friend, it's partner, ex, family member, neighbour. So long as the child's basic needs are being met, that's the requirement. So when we talk about basic needs, is your child obviously safety first, safe, fed, clean, appropriately clothed. She also said that, so say for example, if this isn't soothing you, let me explain a bit more. Okay. So she said, what happens is you'd get a visit. Okay, so you'd get a visit and obviously they'd be looking at basics. Hygiene, child's behaviour, how you are. And school is important. School is really important. Punctuality, attending school is important. She was like, is the child supported? Is the child supported in their needs? And it was quite interesting when she asked that question because I was thinking back to clients I've worked with and I was like, as I was running through my head, I was thinking, yes. And it's more of a like teamwork, or even for mums that are quite isolated for whatever reason, they have a strategy in place to make sure their child's needs are met. She explained that for child protection services to be involved, there has to be high levels of concerns. They don't just get involved for the sake of it. And steps have to be taken before they could then go to court to look at taking a child away. Letters would be issued. Obviously, if that child's life was in danger, then I think it's a completely different process. But obviously, the people I'm working with, if you're watching this, your child is not in that situation. Because I think parents of children whose lives are at risk, they're certainly not watching videos like this. Could be wrong, but I'm thinking if you're watching this video, it's because you truly care about your child. So she was explaining, if it gets to removal stage, there's a lot of planning that has to take place. It's not, they don't just flip a switch and that's it. They have to be able to justify it. So I didn't realise that. And she also said it's expensive. You know, the short version is it's expensive. There's a lot of procedures to follow. Obviously, then they have to get foster families. It's not a mild thing to do. And there's a lot of warning. A lot of meetings, letters, and procedures to follow. So when she explained that, I thought, if I'd have known that, I could have soothed so many mums that I've worked with on, we won't just come in and take your child, you know. And I spent hours talking to people, you know, so I see their homes, I see them, I know so much about them. Like, not a single mum that I've worked with is anywhere near the risk of social services being involved. So then I was like, what if a mum is really struggling with their mental health, and you know, she's having a really bad time. So she said what they would do is they would look at, is that negatively impacting the child? And if they get involved then, so she said, so for example, someone reports you to social services. She said what they look at is, are you trying to help yourself? Are you looking after yourself? Because obviously if we don't look after ourselves, we can't help anyone else. Like having this YouTube channel and being able to work with my clients, I have never put so much effort into looking after myself, because I want to be able to help you. I want to be able to share the experience. I want to share the knowledge. I want you to be able to improve your quality of life. And right now, okay, everything I'm focusing on is like money orientated, funding orientated. I know myself, when I was chronically ill, that I cannot explain to you the first 14 years, I think it was 12 to 14 years, biggest fear was losing everything and having to move into my mum's box room. I was terrified of it, moving into my mum's box room and ending up on benefits forever. I didn't want to give up. I didn't want to. I wanted to be independent. I wanted to have a family, you know. So I get that we're focused on money, especially if you're a mum. It's like, how do you keep a roof over your head for your children or child? How do you pay for food? Like, I've seen, like, you're running yourself into the ground because you don't want to give up because of your family. I get it, and I don't know what I would have done if I was a mum, because I don't think I would have had the nerve to do this. I would have gone the traditional route. I would have tried to stay traditional route, earning money, and I would have failed. When she said about looking after yourself, I was like, okay, what does that mean? Are you taking your meds? If you decline, are you getting help? And I'm more into, I think this is more relevant for mental health. She said that, I was really surprised by this bit. So she said that, so for example, worst thing happens and social services come in. She's been in, and obviously you do stand risk of getting a dickhead social worker, you know, because it's the individual. But her goal is having to help. So she can do things like I didn't realise this, breakfast clubs, extra school hours for free you know, where she said something about like you can get 16 hours or something. I think I've got that number in my head. I'm not sure if I didn't write it down. I'm sorry. But she said, so she might meet the mum and be like, she needs a bit more of a break. So she can get the hours extended. Also, they can get nursery funding. And I was like, what? I don't know why. And maybe you're in the situation where we're like, we've got this really, you know, fear. Even in the UK, I mean, obviously, like Africa, places like that are very different with police and situations. But I thought that they would like be in assess you and you know, with a tick, no, fail, you know, or mum's not gonna make it fail. Um, but no, she's like, yeah, so I'll get extra nursery time so the mum can have a bit more of a break. I didn't know that. I had no idea. And then they are looking at absolutely, and I know I've said this before, but she really emphasised this specifically mental health. Are you helping yourself? And they can do things like link with the mental health team to check that you are then taking your meds. So you can link with the mental health team so that every day someone could assist with the med taking. And I was like, I didn't know that. Obviously, the case needs to be severe because of funding. With regards to the mental health, the severity of the mental health, is there emotional neglect of the child? So I thought that was really interesting because generally we hear about severe cases where the child's not been fed, the child's, you know, been sexually abused, etc., etc. Really severe cases, but they care about that as well. You know, having a cuddle with your child, showing love. So I'm gonna end on this, right? So she said, this is a really good example. She said, so for example, someone's got a really spiteful neighbour and they call social services. Social services come in to meet you, and then you're open and honest and you go, yes, I'm not very well. You know, I don't hide that. I struggle with these things. However, I have this treatment. I work closely with this team, and if I have a flare up, then I call this person, they can come around. The school run, I meet this person or this person helps me out. For meals, I'm not able to prepare meals. So after school, my child goes here for the meals. Some days they will be at home and I buy prepared. So they have like packed lunch twice a week, but they have cooked meals 5 days a week. She said, if you've got plans A, B, C, you know, you've got contingency plans or you've got strategies in place, you explain that and they will be happy for you and then offer help. People that are unaware that they've got a problem and that don't give a fuck about the child, and that's obviously not you, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video, but those people, yes, social services will fucking stay involved, as they should. But look, if you're watching this, I don't think you're in that category. Because the people that don't give a fuck aren't watching videos about how is their child at risk. Because they don't care. You care. So if you're chronically ill and you've got your child is cared for, your child is safe, their basic needs are being met, you don't need to fear social services. You don't. Now, Stubbornly Red has said if anyone does have any questions, she will help. She'll answer them. Okay. So I would say I don't think you should put them in the comments because I think these would be private. So I think if you email, the contact details are in the description below. If you do have any specific concerns, email them and I'll link with Stubbornly Red. And I have said to her, she loves her job. She loves her job. So I have said to her, in future, when she's not able to carry out her job, because obviously she's chronically ill because she linked with me, when she's not able to carry out her job, we want her. We want her. Can you imagine if we having an actual child protection social worker helping you with your PIP? Anything you were worried about, you could just ask her. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? So obviously, we all wish her the best and we want her to be able to carry on in her job for as long as possible. But in the future, I will let you know if she becomes a member of Charlie's Journey and if she becomes available as a consultant. So I've sort of said to her in the future, if she wants to go like part-time on the CPS thing and then part-time with Charlie's Journey, we would fully support that. I hope this helps and I hope you feel more comfortable. I wanted to say something about your mum guilt, but I don't think anyone can reduce your mum guilt. Love your child, be there for them, listen to them, let them know you heard them, and for fuck's sake, look after yourself. Try and look after yourself, because if you don't do that, you can't fucking look after your children. All right, take care of yourselves.